What's up guys? Super quick, this video is already super long, so I'll just try to keep this very quick. I started something new in the Facebook group called the Brax Livecast, which is what you're about to watch in this video, where I sit down once a week or once every 2 weeks and either have a conversation with someone or just by myself, but the whole idea is that you guys get to watch it live and ask your questions live. So this is episode 1 of the series with Mina Elias, who's a friend of mine from the Facebook group. He quit his job and is doing Amazon full-time. He's not selling any courses or anything, so he is doing Amazon FBA full-time as his only income. I have 6 or 7 more episodes all already shot in the Facebook group. We've already done these. So this is an old one. If you want to see newer ones, or if you want to join the Facebook group to ask your own questions live, check the links in the description after you watch this. And to help you watch this and enjoy this, since it's a bit longer than usual, I put timestamps in the comments below. So check the comments if you want to jump around in the video, but do watch it all. I think it's very valuable. And I'll be announcing the winners of the giveaway from the last video, somewhere around minute 7 of this video. Excited about PPC a lot. We're going to talk about preparation for Q4. We're going to talk about how Mina is doing FBA full-time now after leaving his engineering job within less than a year, which is pretty exciting. With what, one of 2 products?
Yeah, basically, one product with 2 variations. One variation is bringing me like 90% of my money, and the other variation is only like 10%. But yeah, one product. Even if the other product like dies, I'd be doing very well. Just selling one product, and I started exactly, I want to say November 26th was when I launched my first product, and then launched the second one sometime in like February or something like that, or January. But ever since then, it's been history, and I've been selling since then. So
What's
when
your
I started my business. So background, I have a bachelor's of chemical engineering, and bachelor's in chemistry, and then master's in industrial engineering. I went to college. I thought I was just gonna be working like, getting out of college. I graduated top of my class. I thought I was gonna work like an amazing job, making a ton of money, and that wasn't real. And then I worked an engineering job in new product development, and then I didn't like that one, and I worked another job in chemical safety. Didn't like that one. Worked a third job, and then the company shut down. Worked a fourth job, and then I just realized that I realized like that I don't like having a boss. I don't like being told what to do, and I feel like I'm always undervalued. So I decided like start my own business while I was in that job. And so I was working I was waking up at like 4:30 every morning, working out, going to work, coming home, training, and then working on my business, working on the weekends. I worked like day and night on my business until April 30th is when I went full time. And it was like a scary move to like, not know how much money I'm gonna have at the end of the month. I was making more than from my Amazon business and profits. I was making more than my actual job, but I basically cut my salary in half when I quit my full-time job. And it was like, I was scared initially, but then now it's like it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. Not bad.
Yeah, what's up, Arthur?
Okay.
So what was the PPC series that you posted in the group?
Okay, so basically, like, first things first, like I posted a video a while back, and it was about Metrics and how Metrics sucked and like killed my business. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And I gave them many chances. I called like the people there. I said, let me talk to someone who understands how your like algorithms work. And like, they kept giving me the runaround bullshit like machine learning. We have a machine learning, artificial intelligence, blah blah blah. So, anyways, what happened was, at that point, I realized how strong PPC was, because when I gave them my like thing to manage, when I put the software on, it kind of like killed my sales and increased my spend for 2 months. And then once I was like, I'm done with this, and I started like like doing my own optimizations and my own stuff, I started making so much more money, and like my PPC spend went down. So I was like, cancel that. And then I said, PPC is the real deal. Like, if someone managing my PPC bad and me managing my PPC I think it was like legit, like a $5,000 increase in monthly revenue when I made the switch. And I said, if I can make that much of a difference, then I know like PPC is super powerful. So I like dug like very very deep into PPC, and it's made like an incredible difference in my sales. Like, my sales are keep going up constantly. Um, so I decided like to put a series explaining like everything I do. Obviously, it's like not super detailed because like that's gonna take like hours, but
Yeah.
it was just something to like get people like understanding the flow. And like, I explained to them like auto campaigns, broad and phrase campaigns, and how those are discovery campaigns, and you find keywords and you find like products to target. I explained exact campaigns, and how like you take everything basically that's been clicked on, put them in exact campaigns, bid on those, control the bids. Product targeting campaigns, how to you know launch those, how to like you can extract products asins from your auto campaigns. You can do like your helium 10 keyword research. Obviously, you have a lot of videos on that, so you
How did
guys
you
can
learn all
go.
that stuff?
Just like anything else, like I went out looking for knowledge. And uh, i went to
Knowledge.
I went to conferences. I talked to people who are good at it. I talked to agencies like, and I'm talking about like reputable agencies, like ones that are managing like legitimate businesses. Like, if a company, like for example, is managing like Coca-Cola or like Under Armour or Nike's like PPC, then I know I can learn from them.
Yeah.
But if
Quick break, guys. I wanted to hear from you. Are you enjoying this so far? Do you like this format? Do you wish to see more of it? Again, like I said, there's like 6 or 7 more episodes of this. Should I post them or not? Let me know in the comments below, please. And click the thumbs up if you are enjoying it. It really helps me know if you want more of these. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. There's a lot more episodes, as I said, coming, and more tutorials as usual. Also, here are the winners of the giveaways. Message me on Facebook to set it up. And yeah, I'll let you enjoy the rest of this video.
you're one of those people in those groups and you're saying we manage 7 to 8 figure businesses, blah blah blah, like, I honestly don't believe you. I'm sorry. Like, tell me like, yeah, we manage like, something like Glade, or Pledge product, or I don't know, like something famous, HP computers. You manage their PPC, okay, I'll give you a shot. Like, I'll learn from you. But like, if you're like someone small, like, I don't care. Anyways, so like, I went to a ton of conferences, learned from those people, and then obviously like I tested in my own stuff, and I learned from a lot of like data and a lot of mistakes on my products. And eventually just got good at it, just like anything else. It's like continuously learning. I'm obviously learning new stuff every day. Amazon keeps changing their stuff, and I'm always like testing new stuff, and I'm learning from people who are good at it, like Destiny and stuff like that. And
Speaking of that, I'm
yeah,
starting the PPC series in October. So we're
nice.
doing PPC October. I don't have a name for it yet, so if anyone has a clever name for PPC October, let me know. We thought of a few, but they didn't work. Vladimir says, Mina, tell us more about your experience with different services. I mean, PPC services, also scaling Amazon PPC.
Okay, so basically, with PPC services, I contacted like a bunch of services, and I already knew, like, at that point I knew what I was doing, because right before I used Metrics, I went to an Amazon meetup, and I'm talking like an Amazon meetup by Amazon. And so they had experts there. They had listing experts. They had like EBC experts. They had vendor experts. They like experts like way above our level, like for much much bigger accounts, and like experts for us. They had a PPC expert. So I waited in line, and I talked to her for like maybe 45 minutes, and I said, listen, like, I'm gonna tell you everything about my PPC strategy, and like, let me know if there's anything that I'm missing. And I walked her through my PPC strategy, like step by step, like super detailed, like 45 minutes, like we were drinking beers the whole time. And basically at the end of it, she was like, honestly, like, there's nothing more that I can teach you or tell you. You know everything that I know, in terms of like sponsor products. She said, If there's anything else, I would just say, go a little bit like broader. Target like, like even more broad, even if it's gonna be a bit less profitable. But just like to get more like eyes on your product. And then she also said like when it's time and you're brand registered and you get into DSP and all that stuff, there's a lot of stuff you can do there. But in
Which
terms of
I just
sponsored
got into
product,
DSP today.
yeah, I'm jealous. But anyways, yeah, so basically she's like, you're doing everything right. So at that point, I knew that everything I was doing was right. I just wanted someone to like automate the process for me. So I contacted a bunch of services and I said, hey, what do you do for Amazon PPC management? And most of the answers were super super vague, and I said I need like more exact stuff, like what are you doing every single day, like what are you looking at keywords for, what are your parameters, like how are you deciding if this keyword is like a good keyword or a bad keyword. And it was all like just like a bunch of like, it's like when you're trying to sell something that like, you don't know much about. And so it's like one after the other, I was like, okay, these guys know, these guys know, these guys know. And PPC and TK Metrics actually had a really good person, and he was very good, very convincing. He had like everything. He answered everything right. I was like, okay, this guy checks all the boxes. There was a 30-day free trial. I said I'm gonna give it 2 months. So I gave it 30 days and then another 30 days where I paid like $400 or $350 for their service. And obviously, like, I got, and I think the third day that I got them, my PPC spend went from 100 to $283. And I was flying to Wisconsin that day. So I get off the plane and I look at my sales and I'm like, oh, this sucks. And then the next thing I do is I always look at my advertising spend, because like if you guys like don't know, like if my advertising spend like changes by like 50 or like $20, like it adds up. Like that's like a lot of money over the whole month. So I always look at my advertising spend, and I looked and it was like $250, and like it felt like my heart just sunk because I sold like maybe 19 units that day. It was like it was way back when I did it, and it was like 283. I was like, I'm negative right now. Like I just lost money. I've been profitable, so I made like a few adjustments, and then it kind of like again like the whole like 2 months that they were on my account, it sucked. But anyways, yeah, Vladimir, I see I'm still afraid to outsource Amazon
Yeah, PPC.
PPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't. I would just like. Here's the thing. Like, I was talking to someone like really good at business, and he said, you make a list of everything that you do in your business, and the super 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 like like money profit driving tasks. You don't delegate those. You delegate everything else first until you get to that last piece of the puzzle, which is like the stuff that make you the most money. And I believe that PPC makes you the most money on Amazon. Like that's the number one thing. And like even when I'm making millions of dollars on Amazon, like that's the last thing that I'm gonna give out to someone, and it's gonna be someone that I trust, that I'm with, like very like I'll vet them really well, and then I'll watch them very very carefully. I'll watch everything single thing that they do until like I trust them. Like for after a few months, I trust them, and then I'm like, okay, now you can handle my account. Because like PPC is like the number one thing that brings me money. If I mess around with my PPC, if I try and shut down a couple of campaigns or pause a couple of campaigns, my sales will drop like drastically. I remember like early on, I thought like I could get away with like stopping my PPC, and I stopped my PPC because I was getting like 2 sales on PPC, and I was getting like 20 sales a day or something. And when I stopped PPC, I went down to like 3 sales a day total. So, obviously it's pay to play on PPC and Amazon. It's 100% Amazon PPC is like the like most influential part of the Amazon business in my eyes.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
100%. I mean,
so
because
wait.
you're
Now you
go ahead.
just ranked on one of your most important keywords, right? You're number 5 on that keyword.
Number five, yeah, it's like it's my basically.
Okay.
Yep.
So since ranking number 5, have you noticed anything changing with your PPC spending or your ACOS?
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously ever since ever since, so the reason that I got to that position is I was continuously like increasing my reviews. So I was at 148 when I started like this like review harvesting campaign, and now I'm like at a 216 or 217 reviews, and my PPC has dropped significantly. And then there's something that people don't do, and when you find like bleeder keywords, I don't turn them off. I keep bidding down until like they're insignificant, so they're not bleeding me anymore.
Yeah.
Some people negative them. I wouldn't do that.
So
But
wait, define bleeder keyword.
bleeder keyword is something that spends a lot but doesn't get you any sales. So like it's getting 10 50, like it's getting clicks and you're spending money on it, but you're not getting any return on that spend. So I keep dropping the bid. So what I did was I said, maybe I wasn't profitable for those keywords, or I wasn't making sales, but maybe now I will make sales. So I went and I found some keywords, some good keywords that have super low impressions, because I dropped the bid because they were bleeder way back in the day, and I upped them and they became profitable. So I was so as um, as your like listing develops and it becomes better and you get like more
Yeah.
social proof and all that stuff, certain keywords that weren't profitable become more like profitable. And for me overall, like my ACOS dropped, like it was like hovering. So my overall ACOS was hovering like in the 20s, like low 20s, like 20, 21, 22. It's now like 15 or 16. And my like campaign manager ACOS was between like 75 and 80. Now it's like between 50 to 60.
What's your profit margin?
Profit margin
Without
before PPC is like 50%. Well, maybe like 45% because I'm in the Amazon Launchpad program.
Steven says, good to see you guys. You should talk about how many keywords you are running. It is likely a lot more than most sellers. And
Oh
that's
yeah, I have
he says
700
yes,
and
yes, yes. Again for the people in the back.
I, I have 778 keywords running on basically two products, which is one product, and like one product has like a ton of campaigns, the other one has maybe like 10. And it's like yes, I have 778 keywords running, and
How much
those
is a
are
ton of campaigns?
maybe like 50.
50 campaigns, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like you have to launch new campaigns every some people launch every single week. I don't know, like I get busy, so I don't do it every single week. I do it every single time like I find something
I
new.
mean, good thing you got busy because you have 50 campaigns now.
No, no, but like every single time I launch a campaign, I get like my sales increase, because Amazon like gives you like a grace period for your campaign where you get like a spike in impressions, and the spike in impressions like get more eyes to your listing, and
How many new automatic campaigns,
two.
or if any?
Oh, just no. I just do. I only have two automatic campaigns. That's it. I actually have not experimented with running more automatic campaigns, which is something I could do.
Okay. I have a lot of campaigns, but not 50.
Yeah, no, I have a ton of campaigns. Yeah.
Steven, the biggest problem people have with PPC is understanding the basic workflow regarding the search term reports and the campaign performance reports. You got any input on that?
Yeah, yeah. I'll drop a video. Someone messaged
Drop it
me.
now, bro.
No, I know. I'm gonna do like a screen record, but okay. So
Okay.
I'm gonna drop it right now, real quick. So focus. So basically, what I do is I download the search term report, and then I'm gonna sort like very very basic. I hide like certain things that I don't care about. Like for example, like keywords like electrolyte powder. I'm not gonna touch that. Like I'm gonna control it because I know it's a very strong keyword and it's driving a lot of traffic to my listing. I'm gonna like hide those, and then I'm gonna sort by ACOS, and then I'm gonna divide into the three sections. So the first section is like clicks and sales but non-profitable ACOS. Second section is clicks and sales with a profitable ACOS. Third section is clicks and no sales, and I'm gonna separate those three. So for the clicks with sales and high ACOS, so it's non-profitable, I'm gonna decrease by a certain percentage. Now that percentage varies from person to person, so there's no guide to this. If someone gives you a guide, they're lying. There's no guide. Every single product's different. So what I do is I suggest you just gradually decrease. And so what I do is I'll take those, I'll gradually decrease the max bid, and then put them back in. Um, the profitable ones, I'll either not touch, or I'll increase, the max bid a little bit, like 1 or 2%, just to like get a little bit of a boost. And for the ones that are clicks and no sales, I'll also decrease the max bid. And so eventually, what this will do is it'll either make the ones with a high ACOS profitable, or it'll kill a bleeder keyword. Because obviously, if it's non-profitable, you're losing money, so you might as well not even make the sale. And again, clicks and no sales, the same thing. Basically, that's like the workflow that I do for
How
my
often do you
search
do it?
term reports. I do this every 14 days. Every 14 days, I do my search term reports. Every 7 days, I do my bulk sheets. Bulk sheets is the same thing. I download the bulk sheet. I go like filter. I filter by keywords, and I filter by product targeting. And then again, I sort by ACOS. The ones that I know I'm not touching, there's certain products and there's certain keywords that I'm not touching, I'm not optimizing. It's unprofitable, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm really targeting that stuff. But everything else, again, I'll go through the same workflow. If it's non-profitable, decrease by a little bit. If it's clicks and no sales, decrease by a little bit. If it's profitable, maybe increase by a little bit. Some, I don't know, like that part of increasing profitable keywords, I have not like figured out if it's better to just leave them as is or increase. And then also I
Wait,
do,
pause. If
yeah.
Destiny you have or if anyone has an answer to this, let us know in the comments, please.
Yeah. So yeah, if I find in search term reports profitable keywords, do I increase the max bid a little bit until it like I hit the um target ACOS, or do I just leave it the same? I know Destiny is gonna say it's gonna depend on where you are and what your goals are. So if your goal is to like if your goal is like launch and be aggressive, you want to increase bids on that. But for me, my goal, I guess, is to be always increasing my sales, but not as aggressive. So I'm not sure. I'm
Okay.
still testing. Yeah.
Have you tried my bulk sheet equation?
No, I have not, but
It
I should.
basically does the same thing. You just add a
Yeah.
column, and then it modifies every bid according to exactly what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does
But
it with like one click of a button.
yeah, but you have, I know, like you have a factor in there, and I have like percentages. So I
Yeah.
want to like do that. I want to do my percentages and your factor, and see how
Yeah.
close they are.
Okay.
Because like when you're doing like when it's a dollar like 30, and like I do $1.25 and you do $1.20, that's like a significant difference.
Yeah.
So like it has to be very, very close.
All right, let's get back to the questions. Vadim, what's
Mhm.
up, Vadim? He says, "This is smart advice. Mina, can you recommend specific programs or courses that helped you better understand PPC?"
There's no specific programs. What I recommend, one thing. Okay, so there's one thing that you can do to get a ton of like knowledge on PPC. There's Ad NYC, AD NYC, and Ad Diego. There are two conferences. One is in NYC. One is in San Diego. They're hosted by Tenuity, which is previously known as CPC Strategy. They're super, super experts in PPC. They manage like $10 million budgets, for like Amazon PPC. Like they have like whales like clients, like Under Armour, Nike, Adidas, like stuff like that. So when you go to the conference, there's like 50 people that are like really, really good at Amazon PPC. And I legit like went to one conference and I sat down and talked for 30 minutes with every single person there. And like I learned so much from from those people, from because like they are managing like 10, 20, 30 accounts and like crazy spend. So, you know, like Nike's not gonna care if like you said, hey, let's like launch 30 new campaigns, trying a bunch of different stuff out and see what happens, and like you blow through 30, $40,000, because they don't care. It's like $30,000, whatever. They have a $10 million like marketing budget. So they like have tested a lot and they know a lot. And because of the big accounts, they also have like people from Amazon, agents. Also, Destiny does that too. She has like people from Amazon because she manages big accounts. But like they can ask Amazon like PPC experts, like, hey, like if I do this, what will the algorithm do? And so because of all that knowledge, like I learned a lot from them. So if there's one thing I recommend, it's going to those conferences. And the one thing I also recommend is staying away from bad advice, because like bad
How do you
advice is
spot bad advice?
how like you need like some legitimate credibility, like like case studies and like seeing numbers on a screen, like and just seeing like, hey, like how we scaled this person's like account from like 30,000 to 150,000 in 6 months and reduced ACOS by 20%. Like that stuff doesn't matter. Like I know how, like I have a graphic designer. If I send her my stuff right now, she can make it look like I'm making $10 million a year. Like guys, like come on, like I need like some legitimacy. Like I need to be able to like give me references, give me like the companies you worked with. I want to call that company. I don't want to understand every single thing that they did. And if that company is not going to be able to explain to me what they did, then like I don't want to hear your advice or anything like that. I'm just going to say like most of the people in these groups are like full of shit. And I mean, I'm sorry, but like that's how it is. Like the groups are full of like beginners, and people prey on that. Like they prey on
PPC
beginners who,
specific or just in general?
no, just in general. Like I see, like man, like I don't know. Like I saw someone like posted somewhere a PPC question, and I saw like 50 people like say our agency optimizes blah 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 blah. Like there was like 30 agencies on there. I'm like, oh, like when I started like 6 months ago, there was no one. Now there's like 30 agencies like managing ecom, like FBA business. Like come on, like there's just people preying on like beginners. Like they watched a couple courses and like now they're experts. Like just if you actually want someone good to manage your like Amazon business or FBA, that manage to manage your Amazon business FBA, it's gonna cost money. Like Tenuity, I know, like they said to manage my PPC was gonna be $3,000 a month, um,
Yeah.
which is like for someone starting $3,000 a month, this is like your side hustle. Like you don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
Even now, like even how whatever, like even with the amount of money I'm making right now, still I consider like $3,000 like a lot of money. So, if it's someone who's gonna give you a good service, like be prepared to pay a premium.
Yeah,
But if it's
I
someone,
think Tom Wong fully what's the word? He hired someone else. He outsourced PPC. I think he spent somewhere around there. Back
yeah,
to
yeah, I
questions.
talked to his guy Michael.
Yeah. Destiny, she says, or outsource what you are not good at. If you have a foundational understanding of PPC, don't outsource unless you need to free up time. But if you don't understand as well as you should, outsource. Or watch Mina and Samer's videos. Steven.
Yeah, no, yeah, honestly, like I agree with that. One of the things that you should outsource is, stuff that you're not good at, but like, at least get a consultant that is credible and knows what they're doing, and then will teach you as you go along, instead of just like saying like they're doing a bunch of stuff and you're not sure. Like, yeah, okay, maybe your spend is going down and your sales are going up, but like you don't know, you're not learning anything. You don't want to be that kind of person that like when you signed up with that client, and then you're like, or you signed up, sorry, with that consultant, and at the end of the period with the consultant, you're like, okay, I didn't learn anything new. They were just like managing my stuff,
Yeah.
because it doesn't really add value to you.
Yeah. Stephen Black says, if you guys are excited about Amazon, wait until you see how much bigger the world of PPC on Google is. Add a few zeros as to the number of words you can rank for and spend on.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Have
know
you done any
Google
of
is
that?
a superpower, huh?
Have you done any Google ads?
No, no, but I am working with someone who's like a very good friend who's good with that kind of stuff, and he's teaching me. And I'm doing so. If you guys are interested in Google, there's Google University. Just Google it. And it's basically a course that teaches you like a ton. It goes in depth. You get Google like certification, Google University certification from them. So if you want to dabble into Google PPC, I think that's a good place to start. But yeah.
Andrew says, PPC start. My product has just arrived at Amazon today. Whoop, whoop. And all units are showing as FC transfer. But the listing is active and shows available on September 30th on the front end. Question, should I start my PPC campaigns from now or should I wait until I have available units? I fear conversions will be super low if I start now and affect my launch. What you think?
Honestly, yeah, what I usually do is I close the listing, and when it comes into Amazon warehouse, I wait until like 90% of my units are available, and then I'll open the listing. But if your listing's already open, um, I don't know, like if you haven't made any sales, you can close it. If it's already open, I guess it's fine. I did it with my first product, and like I'm doing pretty fine now. So yeah, I would just start PPC. The only thing is like when someone goes and buys it and it says it's available like September 27th or whatever, it means like it's gonna ship September 27th, so it's gonna get there like September 28th or 29th, which means like it's gonna be 4 day shipping, not 2 day shipping. Now, like if you're a super spoiled brat, this might bother you, but most people will be like, for me, like when I buy something, like I forget about it. So
Yeah, it could affect conversion rates, but just
yeah,
like you said, like for my first product, I didn't even think about this, and I just
yeah.
started. And I thought of PPC as either getting sales or buying data. If I'm not getting sales, I'm at least buying
Oh,
data.
absolutely. Yeah, the auto campaigns will get you data. They'll get you, so the auto, the broad, and the phrase, they'll get you a ton of data, and based on that data, you can start bidding, exact, on your exact keywords. And obviously, like you have a ton of like keyword research strategies where you show like which keywords you should be targeting and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also says bleeder keyword. How much do you adjust by at a time?
Um, so right now, for like my strategy is something like this. So if it's over 200%, I'll decrease by 8%, and then if it's 150, I'll decrease by 5%. If it's 100, I'll decrease by 3%. If it's like 80, I'll decrease by 2%. And if it's 65, I'll decrease by 1%. And those numbers were a lot more aggressive when I first started, but then I realized that I was too aggressive when I was cutting down. So now I'm like at the other end of the spectrum where I'm like not as aggressive, and I'm just trying to find a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Again, like there's no science.
Yeah.
There's really no science
You said
behind
you
it.
do this every 14 days, but the report, what's the period that you pull out?
No, no, no. The bulk sheet optimizations every 7 days, and the report is the search term reports every 14 days. So I optimize every 7 days, and then every 14 days when I pull out keywords from the search term report. Oh, one thing that I forgot to mention is, if you already have a list of exact keywords that you're bidding on, when I what I do is when I go into the search term report, I deduplicate those keywords. So I make sure that I'm not like pulling out keywords and I'm like, oh, like these are all like, profitable keywords, but then like I'm already bidding on them. So the search term report will show you keywords that you already have in your exact campaign. So one thing I do is I deduplicate those keywords.
Yeah, but you're downloading these reports. What's the
Yeah,
period of the report?
14 days.
Only 14 days.
Yeah, only for yeah, because I feel like any older, like, it's like too old. Like things were different back then.
Okay.
Things were different three
Life
weeks
was
ago.
different.
I was a different person.
I was a different person back then.
Yeah, Amazon definitely prefers older campaigns over younger campaigns, and it prefers older sellers over younger sellers. So, if you have an account from like 2016, you're gonna sell better. Obviously, it's not saying that a newer seller can't catch up. You'll catch up, but like just being older on Amazon, like I've seen like L-glutamine, because that's a product that I'm gonna sell soon.
What is it?
L-glutamine, yeah, L-glutamine. It's like yeah, it's like common like in the gyms. Like it's glutamine. It's good for immunity and like recovery and stuff like that. But anyways, I was looking at like I think like body armor L-glutamine, and it was like such a horrible listing. But their BSR was amazing. It was like 3,000, which means like they're selling like something like 60, 70 units a day. And I was like, how on earth is like this shitty listing selling like that well? And I went in and looked at their lifetime BSR, and it's because they were selling like since 2016 or something. And so I just like figured like when you're in like an older seller, you're just like preferred by Amazon. And it's the same with campaigns, like PPC campaigns. Older campaigns, more mature campaigns, like they perform a lot better, and that's like something I confirmed like with Amazon. So
Yeah. People are saying, how does it make a difference if you have two auto campaigns? I don't understand the concept of running multiple auto campaigns.
So the multiple auto campaigns is one is at a higher bid and one is a lower bid. Because it's an auto campaign, you really can't control how much you can control how much you're bidding. You can't control what you're bidding on. So it's kind of like Amazon does whatever. So I'll do like two campaigns, one at a higher level and one at a lower level. So obviously, like you could do many auto campaigns at different bids because you can't like have because like the thing with the auto campaign is like it's one thing. It's just
Wait.
auto campaign and it targets stuff you don't know what it's targeting or anything like that.
Yeah. How should I set my campaign budgets? Is it simply what I can afford to spend, or should it be linked to my product price somehow?
No. So what I do is start low, like 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever. Make sure it makes sense. So if you have like $1.50 max bid and you do a $10 campaign, like Amazon's just gonna say, so you want me to get you 4 clicks, that's it. Like, so start something reasonable. And what I suggest is start with like maybe like a $50 budget and like a lower bid, and then slowly jack up the bid. I do not suggest that you do an overall daily limit, because if you do that, you don't understand what Amazon is like limiting. It might limit like
Yeah.
profitable campaigns, it might not. I don't know. So I suggest you do it at the campaign level and like start low and just make sure that for me, like I have 55 campaigns. If you add up what my daily limits are, it's probably like 20,000, and I don't spend 20,000. I maybe spend like 150 to 250 a day on PPC. So
Yeah,
it
at this
just
point, I always put my budgets at least 100, and I've
yeah.
never seen one go up to 100.
Yeah, it never it only goes up there if you bid super high. So if you bid like $4, cost per click, and it's 100, yeah, it might hit it. But I start low. Like I'll start like if it says suggested is like 239, I'll start at like maybe 150, and then I'll work my way up, and just till I'm at that sweet spot. I used to start high and then work my way down low, but now I start low and work my way to that sweet spot.
Leon says, Mina, what's your strategy to get reviews? You mentioned you have over 200 reviews so far.
Ooh, that's a secret strategy.
That's a secret strategy. We can
Yeah,
talk about that later.
yeah.
Lee says, Mina, I want your product. Can I get it anywhere in Canada?
Actually, I am registering with Health Canada as we speak, so they already have my file. And hopefully in a month, I will be up and running in Amazon.ca. So hang tight and you'll get it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You
Yeah.
should build a list.
Yeah. I will. I will. I'm so bad at building lists.
Jules says, Mina, my bad that I didn't respond to your request. I thought you were another random person trying to sell me shit by adding me.
Oh man.
You're getting a lot of friend requests recently, huh?
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
you post a bunch of stuff in groups.
Ever since I posted the PPC series, I've been getting a lot of friend requests.
Do you see the timing of the video? I can't see how much time we've spent so far.
Well, it's 7:51, so we've
Oh.
been 51 minutes in.
All right, guys, ask more questions. We're about to stop in like 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. What time is it for you now?
It's almost 2 a.m.
Nice.
I am in Egypt, guys. I'm visiting my family. I'll be back in the U.S. on October 29th.
October 29th. Another month, dude?
Yeah,
You've been
dad's
away for a
birthday is
while.
yeah, my dad's birthday is October 22nd, so I didn't want to like leave before his birthday, so I just decided October 29th.
Nice.
I booked the tickets like way in advance. I think it was like February or something. So yeah,
Now you're gonna go back and go all in.
all in, all out, hardcore. I mean, I'm going hardcore here, but it's definitely not the same as going hardcore when you're like in your own like space.
Yeah, especially when you have your own routine, you have your own space, you're alone.
Yeah.
No one's bothering you saying, stop working, go live your life.
No one's talking to me. That's it.
When are you moving to California?
I'm already like moved all my stuff. I just need to, I just need to be physically there. But the plan is,
What do you mean?
yeah,
Like your
move my stuff.
stuff is in California now?
Yes, sir.
What? Where?
Yeah, in just like in a storage. Well, like yeah, in a storage facilities, like near my friend in Long Beach. Yeah, but as when I get back, I'm spending a few weeks in New York, and then I'm going to a wedding in Florida. I'm going to Thanksgiving in Colorado, and then I'm settling in.
So there's no winter for you this year.
No
You're
winters.
skipping
No more,
winter. Wow.
no more winters ever. You know, it's like 90 like 3 here right now, like September 25th. September 25th in Connecticut's probably like I don't know. I think they've been having good weather, but like in a few days it's gonna be like 60-degree weather, and
Yeah,
I don't.
it's like 14 degrees Celsius here in Montreal now. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, I hate cold winters. I am done. That's why I moved to California.
Yeah, this is probably my last winter. I'm gonna stay here until at least January or like mid-January, so I can apply for the passport. And then
Yeah,
once I've done my application, then I'm gonna
yeah.
bounce.
You need to come. You need to come over.
Or maybe I'll go to Vancouver. Vancouver is beautiful. Have
Go
you
to
been?
Vancouver. No, I want to go.
We should go visit Tom. He started an Amazon incubator in
Yeah.
Vancouver.
Yeah, I know. I like that new office. Yeah, maybe we should go visit him. I'm down. If they'll give me the visa, I'm in.
They should, yeah. Apply.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Vladimir says, "What's wrong with New York?"
Sucks. That's what's wrong with
Dude,
it.
no, dude. New York's beautiful.
New York's
Well,
beautiful
you
when
don't
you're
live in New
visiting.
York.
Huh?
You don't live in Manhattan.
No. Of course not. It's crazy expensive. It's like so much traffic. Um, but no, I love New York City. Like it's got a very cool vibe. I go there for like all the conferences and all the Amazon conferences, events, and all that stuff. They're there. The meetups are there, and it's an amazing place. But I just hate the weather.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Let's
oh,
see.
someone said. Let's see.
Do you use
Someone said,
dynamic bids up or down?
do I use dynamic bids up or down? Okay, so I know the answer to this. I use both of them. So I use dynamic bids down only when I'm trying to be profitable. I'm using dynamic bids up and down when I'm trying to be more aggressive. So
Vladimir is saying you'll have to wait about 6 months after applying for the passport. Oh no, I'm not leaving because I'll get the passport. I'm leaving because I don't have to wait for the application. Like now I'm staying here so that I don't extend the time to apply. That's it.
mm,
I'll come back for the passport. I don't
yeah,
want to leave Montreal. I just want to skip the winter.
yeah.
What
Skip the
else?
winter. Yeah.
If you
Let's
don't,
talk.
at least click
Let's
the
talk
thumbs up
about.
to help us out.
Sorry. Let's talk about like the whole like. I see a lot of people in here like their whole business focus is like these Amazon groups. They're like that's where they get all their knowledge. Like I just need to tell these people. First of all, like go outside, get a mentor. Okay, get someone
Go
who's
outside, leave the house.
leave the house, like step outside the box, step outside like the whole like many chat like list, like hacks, like get out of this hacks like whole mindset. Like you're building a real business, so you don't need to like constantly be doing hacks. You just need to like do one thing at a time and like step outside, like go outside, like look at what real businesses are doing, learn from like a real business owner. Like a lot of the people in this group, including me, like I've been in business for 1 year. Like if you're gonna get all your advice from me, like i'm I'm not
Good
saying
luck
like
to you.
that's an amazing idea. So like go find like and please like don't go to the gurus who have been selling for like 5 years making $1 gazillion on Amazon, because if they were making so much money on Amazon, like if I'm making like 10 million on Amazon, which is like gonna be what 3 million a year in profits, I swear to God I am not gonna like coach anyone or like create a course. Like
Bro,
I'm going to be spending my money like living happily, making
that's
3
not
million a
true.
year.
Like some people, first of all, Amazon is
Yeah, no,
very
no.
like it
I'm
needs a lot of cash. So 10 million is not 10 million.
yeah, you're right.
Second of
But
all,
like
there are people addicted to like growing stuff and building things
yeah,
and doing stuff like that.
yeah, but like just people like
But
are
yeah,
buying into it so much. Like like no, obviously like all
guys, if
jokes
Mina's
aside,
making 10 million, forget about talking to him.
yeah, for you're not gonna find me. No. I'm still gonna like obviously like I want to add like value to like people like constantly add value. Of course, I'm not saying like all the courses are bad. Like there's some really good courses. Sammer, like you can recommend like a few good courses. I've taken a couple like good courses, but like what I'm saying is stop like just focusing on like this, like the Amazon groups and the FBA and the courses and the gurus, and like just like start like treating it as a entire business. Like look outside, like go talk to people, like go talk to the people that are gonna buy your product. Like the first
100%.
people that learned about my products was like all my friends, all my family, everyone at the gym, everyone I knew like on Facebook, like they learned about my product. And then like I started with the like Instagram ads and the Facebook ads and all that stuff. But like so many people like focus, like I'm saying like don't forget about like the real world that's out there. That's like all I mean.
Yeah, that's
Obviously I'm just joking about like the gurus and like the making 10
Yeah,
million.
but you're right too. Like people like to talk a lot, especially
Yeah,
on Facebook. I don't know what it is about Facebook, but people love talking on Facebook, and like
yeah.
everyone has an opinion. Everyone. I
And
said
people
that in
will
the
hype
video
up
that I was
their
recording
stuff.
today.
Yeah,
But
people will hype up their stuff like crazy. Like people will say like, I'm like a multiple eight-figure business seller, blah 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 blah. Like, and honestly, like, yeah, I can just tell you, yo, I'm an eight-figure seller. Okay, now how are you gonna validate that? Like, are you gonna look at my tax returns? Like, you don't know how much money I'm making every year, so just like take it with a grain of salt and like go out there and like learn from real business owners and like find a mentor. And don't find a mentor on the computer. Go find a mentor in real life, and who's a successful business owner. And like you know you need to find like a mentor for like each sector like that you want to get good at. So if you find a mentor that's like really good at like one thing, he might not be good at like other things. So,
did you
that's
find a cash flow mentor and an inventory management mentor?
no. I found someone who manages some inventory for like a shoe company, and she was talking to me about inventory management and how like she orders, but like it's shoes, so like she can be out of stock for certain sizes, and it's like no big deal. Like they have Prime, like FBA and FBM, and so if it's FBM, like they're just gonna wait a little bit longer for the shoes. But I haven't found someone who's like actually really good at inventory management and understanding like how it works. And another thing is like we deal with minimum order quantities a lot more than those people. Like for them it's like, yeah, sure, like order like 3,000, yeah, order another like 4,500, like it's no problem. Like they never have to deal with minimum order quantities. For us, like if you're selling like 300 a month and your minimum order quantity is 1,000, like you can't like be ordering like regularly like every 2 weeks. Like she was telling me like, yeah, we order every 2 weeks. So it's like it's just having to find like the right person who knows the right things that like applies to us, and like just learning from a bunch of different people. And
Yeah.
cash flow wise, I still have not found anyone who can help with cash flow. And again, that's a very complex thing. I know my friends who do print on demand, and they don't have to ever worry about cash flow because they don't have any inventory. And then I know people like who have physical products, but their profit margins are like way more than mine. Like those, it'll cost them $5 and they'll sell it for 35. So their cash flow like goes a lot longer than mine would. So the only thing that I learned about cash flow is that you have your like net revenue per month, and then you have all the expenses, everything, like cut out all the expenses, and then you have your paycheck, which you take out, and then you have an amount left. So that amount is the amount that you are able to grow with that next month. So if I'm left, like if my product costs $5 and I'm left with $5,000, the next month I can only sell $1,000, like 1,000 units more. If I do any more, then I'm like running into a cash flow issue. But that's like assuming that the $5,000 is only going to be used for that, and it's not gonna like touch my, um, like it's not gonna be touched by advertising or by like giveaways or free products. Which obviously, like if you're in this business, you are giving a ton of free product away.
Vladimir's not gonna like that. He hates free
Yeah.
giveaways.
No, honestly, like I don't do giveaways like that, but like if I want like an MMA fighter, like I just sent one to like Jose Shorty Torres. who's like a UFC fighter. I wasn't gonna like charge him money. Obviously, he's
Oh
gonna
yeah, no,
tell me
that's
like,
yeah.
yeah. So I had to send him free stuff. I have like brand ambassadors that I send them free stuff. So you're giving away products, and like all these like count. All
Yeah,
of these like little costs count. So
yeah.
that's all I understood about cash flow.
Vladimir says totally agree. Andrew says, do you advise to have PPC spend via credit card to gain points or taken directly from Amazon payments? What are the pros
This
and
guy,
cons?
this guy knows what's up. Okay, if you are smart, you're gonna go get Chase Ink Preferred, where you get 3 miles per dollar spent on any advertising, including Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all that stuff. And for me, I spend $6,000 a month on Amazon PPC, so that's 18,000 miles per month. Like if I get like a shitty ticket, it's like 12,500 miles. If I get like a decent ticket, it's 33,000 miles. So I'm getting a free ticket every like 2 months, guys. Like just having the Chase Ink Preferred. There's the Barclay card that you're also getting like 2% cash back on like every single. So I don't know what's 2% of 6,000. 1% of 6,600. So it's 1,200 bucks. So that's 1,200 bucks a month. You're getting cash, right? No, wait, no, I didn't do that right. That's 120 bucks. 120 bucks, guys. Sorry, I forgot how to do math. But anyways, like yeah, no, 100%. Get a credit card.
Have you looked into
You get.
American Express?
I have an American Express, but the one I have is not for business. So I haven't looked at like a good one for like miles for advertising. But the one that I know gets like a good bang for your buck for advertising is the Chasing Preferred. It's 3 miles um like dollar spent on advertising.
Guys, if anyone watching is Canadian and knows how to figure this out for us, let me know. Because I've been spending a lot of money and I haven't gotten any free tickets yet. The way that you do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting there with the points, but it's nowhere near what you're talking about.
No, I got so much. So my ticket to California and back was free. My ticket to Egypt and back is free. My ticket to Dubai and back is free. And like by now I racked up enough points for my tickets to Florida, Colorado, and then California.
What do you spend on your credit card? Is it just PPC? Or do you also
I
order?
have I have well I have one for my business expenses, cost of goods sold, and like other stuff like that, and then I have one just for PPC.
So your American supplier takes credit cards.
Yes.
Sweet. Leon says, you guys are so real. Thank you for providing so much value. Much love. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thank you guys for sticking, Leon, for the whole hour.
Martha, until when will you be in Montreal? Because I'll be there on October 3rd, and I want you advice personally about why I don't sell my product. I did all your advice. I live in Montreal, so I'm here. Vladimir says 2 tickets to Atlanta, two-way for 350 Canadian, and some RBC rewards points. Not too bad. Mina, what's your next event that you're going to?
The next one is the one that you don't like so much. Well, I don't know. I want to do something in December, but the next one that I know, like I have my eyes set on, is the 10x Growth Conference in February in Vegas. So I definitely want to hit that one up. I love Grant Cardone. He's the man.
He's not
I
really my
know.
type.
Yeah, I know he's not your type, but I don't know, man. Like I have his book like already. Like whenever I lack any motivation, like I put his book like right in my headphones, and that's it. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm in
10x,
LA in February.
10x
I'm counting.
rule and huh?
What'd you say?
I said the 10x rule and be obsessed or be average. Both like hype me up like crazy.
Do you read a lot of books?
Yeah. I try and read like 2 or 3 a month.
Audiobooks or reading?
Yeah, all audiobooks. I can't read.
I can't read.
I can't. No, for real. I can't read words like physical books. Like never been my thing ever since I was like I can read like scientific books like no problem, like math, like physics, like that kind of stuff, chemical engineering, like no problem. But if it's like reading, like a lot of words, like I can't do it. But audiobooks, like I bang them out like no problem,
I was
and
gonna
like I
say,
retain everything.
I was gonna say, do you ever miss engineering? But you're technically doing it for your product, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously it's like not advanced, like it's supplements, so it's like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Um, compared to like I was like doing like some crazy stuff. Like I worked on a product called Veriset, which is basically like we had to like blend different powders and like put them on like a hemostatic patch and then coat it, and then when you're in surgery and you get cut, you put the patch on like the cut, and the blood reacts with the patch and it forms like a jelly that coagulates the blood, and you stop bleeding. So like that was like some cool like next level stuff, and I was like dealing with big machinery and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But like, now I'm just like doing like supplements. Like, okay, like I'm just like cooking stuff up at home.
Leon says, what are you currently reading? And guys, we're ending this very soon. If you have any last questions, let us know.
So I just finished Millionaire Success Habits. I am currently reading The Power of Now. Next is gonna be Power versus Force, and then the one after it is Destiny's really been recommending the 4 Hour Body, so I'm gonna do the 4 Hour Body. Those are like a little bit off of like what I usually read. I usually read like a lot of like business like geared books, like like the Grant Cardone ones, The One Thing, Essentialism. Essentialism's on the list next to.
Oh, it's right there. I see it here. I read
Yeah.
it a while back. I want to read it again because I forgot it.
Yeah, how is it? Is it good?
I remember it being good, but I forgot it. Do you take notes when you read? Because I have a horrible memory.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah, I
that
take notes.
yeah.
Yeah, just in my phone, like I have like the titles of the books, and like I just like take like important bullet points. It's basically like stuff like just like the key things. So like I can go in and I can read them and I can like just like remember everything again.
Yeah. What do you think of The Power of Now? That's a good book.
It's amazing. It's a really good book. It kind of like it does really shift your perspective to like yeah, like we're always working towards a goal, but like nothing exists. Like the past is just a memory, the future it doesn't exist. Like it's like you're like making up imagination of what it's going to look like. So never like live in the future anticipating, like, because if you think that the future is going to be good, then you're always going to like feel like it's not good enough. If you think the future is going to be bad, you're just going to be anxious. So just like live right now, and like don't think about like the past and the future. And
Yeah.
I think like that was like that's how far I've gotten so far, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good book. I don't think I finished it. I want to go back and either reread it or
Yeah.
finish it. It was a really good.
Millionaire Success Habits is a really good one. Dean Graziosi like initially like came across as like when I saw his like Facebook ads, like as a very like scummy like type person, but the book is amazing. Like the book is really really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think he's not like bad at ads. He's not targeting us. He's targeting like 45, 50-year-old like I
You
feel
think
like
so?
they're like yeah, I definitely like the way like he targets it is he talks about like how his infomercial sold his book. Like of us ever watched or is going to watch an infomercial? Like, that we're definitely not his target audience. So
I remember
when
him
like
from like burning his car or burning a book in his car. That was the ad that I
yeah.
saw from him.
Yeah, I have no idea. His ads like suck. Like,
Yeah.
and him. Yeah, no, they do. But like, I got the book because it was recommended by a friend. So I didn't even read who the author was. I was like, okay, Millionaire Success Habits sounds like a good one for me. I got it and I read it and it was very good. You know, the One Thing I would definitely like read. The One Thing. The One Thing is a very good book.
Trying to see if I have it because it sounds familiar. What is it about?
It's basically like about taking the 80-20 rule into like super like like 80-20, and then that 20% do 80-20 of that, and then that 20% do 80-20 until you're like left with that one thing, which is the most important thing. And then it says like how you should structure your life as your someday goal, 5-year goal, 3-year goal, 1-year goal, and like just like work down. And then you should always focus on that one thing that's going to get you to your weekly goal, that's going to get you closer to your, and it's like the one thing that's going to make everything else not matter or not needed or important.
Yeah,
And
which is
basically like
similar
hyper
to what we were
focus.
saying when you're somewhere like in LA and you're busy and you have a lot of things to do, you find that one thing much it's much easier to find that one thing and to only work on what's important, because you're like, oh, I have to go do this, I have to go to networking there. But then when
Yeah.
you're sitting at home and you have nothing to do, you have all the time to work, but you start working on things that don't matter as much.
Yeah.
I'd rather be
That's
busy
one
than
thing.
have nothing to
That's
do.
one thing I struggle with too. Yeah, is like sometimes like I'll be super 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 productive, and then I'll get to a day where I'm like, wow, like what do I even do? You know, I'm like kind of like lost. But I figured like in those days I just like read more and like I'll do more courses, and I'll say like if like if I'm not like sure on what I need to be doing, and I like look at my goals and like I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm kind of caught up with all my goals, which obviously like I should be structuring my goals a little bit better in that case. But I'll just like, I have like a little thing where it's like I'm just gonna add like some education in there for like those down days, and then there's other days where I come in, I'm like, boom, like I bang so much stuff out, and I'm like super productive. So it's just kind of like I need to have like a plan for those days where I'm like not productive.
Are there any courses you're studying now?
Um, Not right now. The next one I want to do is Google University, just so I can understand a little bit more about Google.
Okay. Saeed says, "Hi guys, can you use a UK trademark on Amazon US store? Thanks."
No, I believe that they stopped that.
Really?
Yeah, I believe that you're gonna have brand registry in Amazon.co.uk, but you're not gonna have it on Amazon.com.
Are you sure about that?
As far as I know, yeah.
Because I'm using
But
my Canadian trademark in the US.
oh, really? I don't know, man. I know it's pretty recent. I don't know, but as far as I know, recently it's been like and what it says on like the brand registry is you need to have a trademark at the like marketplace that you're selling.
Okay,
But maybe it's because you did it before they changed the rules or something.
maybe. All right, guys. Last thing before we close, ask your questions. That's your last chance. Mina, how did you find your product? Did you do like Amazon research, or did you come to Amazon with the product in mind?
No, no, I had the product already made before I even discovered I could sell it. I never even knew like how to like that you could possibly sell on Amazon. I was like, oh man, like Amazon's like so big, like it's like you think it's like the big leagues. Like when I like was thinking of Amazon when I first started my business, I was like, wow, like yeah, I'll never get into Amazon. It's like getting into like GNC or like something like that. But then when like I made the product and I went to the promotion, the CES MMA, and people were like, where can I get this? Where can I get this? I was like, you can get it on my website, but it's gonna be available on Amazon soon. And it just like I just like made that up. Like I had no intention of getting on Amazon. I was like, man, everyone wants it on Amazon. I buy all my supplements on Amazon. Let me see like if this is possible. And then I found like your video and I found like a bunch of other videos and I started like looking into it, and then I called like Amazon seller support, and I was like, I want to sell supplements, and they said, okay, you need to do this and this. I gave them the paperwork. They gave me approval to sell. And next thing you know, I contacted my manufacturer. I said, send 100 units into like Amazon, and he sent
100?
100. Yeah, 100 units, and they sold in like less than 2 weeks, or no, in 2 weeks. 100 units sold in 2 weeks, and then I was out of stock for like a couple days. Sent another 400, and then before I ran out of stock, then I sent another 800, and then I ran out of stock again. I remember I was at the barber, and me, you, and like Arthur were talking, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna run out of stock. And it's because my manufacturer, I cut it too close, and his heat sealer broke, and then so he's like, oh, it was supposed to like ship on Friday, and I was gonna be totally fine. And he's like, oh, like the heat sealer broke, and they're gonna come fix it on Monday. And I was like, whew. And I was out of stock. And then I like, when you go out of stock, it's just such a hassle to get back like rank and everything.
And are
But
you
yeah,
only in the US now?
yeah. So I opened up all the marketplaces. So I have the green light to sell in UK, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, and I have the okay to sell in Amazon .ca, which is Canada. And so, I'm just waiting on Health Canada to get me the approval so I can sell there. But I'm gonna be strategic about it on which marketplaces I go into, And obviously for like the non-English speaking ones, I want to like translate my listings, and like make them localized, so it's not like just like a Google translation or a straight up translation. It needs to like have the slang of the country, so it needs to be like a local from there who understands like the supplement business. So I'm gonna be strategic about it. There's no reason for me like to rush into any of the marketplaces, because like I'm making like good enough money on US market, and I have like a lot of potential to grow. Actually, like I like stunted my growth because I was growing too quickly and my cash flow wasn't catching up. So you know, I'm not like worried. I'll be in all the marketplaces by the end of like the 2020.
Well, best of luck to you. And
Thank you.
I don't want to keep you for too long because I know it's like 3 a.m. now in Egypt.
Yeah, it's
And I know
like
you like to wake up early.
yeah, I gotta wake up like I'm gonna wake up at like 7:30 to hit the gym.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, Mina. And
Thank
guys, if
you for
you
having me.
watched the whole hour and a half, or whatever it is, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for asking your questions. If you're watching this in the future, if I post this on YouTube or wherever, if you want to ask your questions, join the Facebook group. I'll link it in the description. And every Wednesday, we're doing this, the Brax livecast with different
Yep.
guests. I'm sure we'll have Mina again whenever there's no guests. You're more than welcome to join because it's boring to talk by myself.
Yeah, I'm in. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions, if you're watching this like after the fact and you have any questions, like write them and tag me and I'll answer them. Or if like there's a lot of questions, I'll just like record a video and like answer all the questions in the video. So yeah, even if you're not live, ask your questions.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week in another episode of the Brax Livecast. And good night. Let's get back to work. I hope you liked this first episode. If you did, please click the thumbs up and subscribe and click on the bell to get notified when I post. And click right here if you want to see a video that I did with Brock Johnson, who's a successful seller who did $6 million in 6 months. So if you enjoyed this conversation type of format, click right here to watch another similar one. And I'll see you guys there. Peace.
I went from $0 to $6 million in sales in 6 months. So that was just crazy.
Incredible.